next topic, again, I think is worthy of a conversation. The Fallout TV series, ladies and gentlemen, it happened, and it was phenomenal. So why am I talking about the Fallout series? Right, we've all watched it. Some people have watched it 2 times. I started watching it again, and it's even better the second time, folks. It's just that freaking good. The reason why I bring it up is because a website that I'm a big fan of, Discussing Film, has confirmed that Fallout has been nominated, ladies and gentlemen, for 16 Emmys. Now, how does that equate to gaming? Right? What does that matter? Why should that matter to you, the Xbox gamer? Well, this is where I'm gonna kind of have to give a little smoke to Bethesda. When you see the success of the TV series and what that translated to, Luke, right? Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout 76 saw millions upon millions of new sales for older games. They happened to release the 4K update for Fallout 4. I started playing it again. I put another 20 something hours into it before I left to go play something else. And the reason why I have smoke for Bethesda, and not really even Todd Howard, I mean, he's running the whole operation, but why I have smoke for them isn't because they did anything wrong. It's the fact that I think that they kind of got caught with their pants down for what the TV show was ultimately going to do for the franchise. And the fact that we are in no way, shape, or form, based on what was said by Todd Howard himself during that big interview, Fallout 5 is not happening for years. Now, again, I understand that Fallout 76 exists. I understand that it's consistently getting new content, but I am not a Fallout 76 player. I don't like MMOs, which is why I don't play ESO, which is why I don't play WoW. It's just not my bag. And I understand also that they've made Fallout 76, especially taking big strides for NPCs and story-driven content, and that's all fine and good. But there are still other a-hole humans running around that if you come across them and they want to be, well, a-hole humans, they're going to ruin your experience. So that is why I am a person that enjoys single-player, story-driven, narrative-focused gaming. And that's why I think this is a bit of a miss, in my opinion, that there is no Fallout 4. Because think about this for a second, folks. Starfield, it's out. We have the new DLC releasing this year, Shattered Space. Everyone can't wait to play it. The mods are available. People are running around as stormtroopers and Darth Vader. It's amazing. As a matter of fact, there was a mod that was posted yesterday where you could be the Doomslayer in his armor. It looks amazing, right? This is all wonderful. They've already confirmed that a year 2 DLC, they're working on it. We know, Luke, that they are hard at work at Elder Scrolls 6, which is probably going to be potentially a launch game for the new Xbox in 2026. And we're all excited for that. But what that ultimately does is say, well, let's just say for shits and giggles, ladies and gentlemen, that Elder Scrolls gets a quote unquote delay, even though it hasn't been, they haven't said when it's releasing, to 2027, right? We're still in 2024. That's 3 more years for them to continue development on a game that has no release date yet. Where does that put Fallout 5? Does that put it 5 years, 6 years, 8 years? Are we talking I'll be 60 or 61 when I play the next Fallout?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think when you are owned by Microsoft and you are as talented as all of those crazy talented people at Bethesda, listen, maybe they should have 3 separate massive teams working on 3 massive size franchises in Starfield, Fallout, and Elder Scrolls, on top of keeping up with the Joneses ESO and Fallout 76. Again, it's just an opinion-based conversation. Let's talk about it, Lou.
Well, I fully agree with you. Microsoft has the resources and the studios and the talent already to spin up another team or speed up production on one of those franchises. Now, that's not to say that's a fast turnaround, but because, I mean, it does take time. And one thing that you and I often lament is how long it takes for AAA projects to get to the consumer. It takes too long, right? It just takes too long to get a AAA experience to gamers right now. But they do have the resources to do it. It's a matter of choice. I think when you look at what Fallout can be, whether you're thinking about 76 or otherwise, that's one of the reasons why this Fire Stick Amazon deal is so important. You're watching the show, you're watching season 2. Hey, you want to play Fallout 4 remastered? You want to play Fallout 76? You want to play If They Could Have Fallout 5? Click button. There you go. I do hope that Microsoft makes use of Obsidian or In Exile or something to get something new to the Fallout franchises, because Fallout 76, to your point, it is bringing in content. A lot of people are really happy with the state it's in, but it's not the same thing as a new game, a new shiny. One thing that I think we can comfortably criticize Bethesda for is their engines are old, right? Like having a new shiny in Unreal Engine 5 would be really cool and helpful for the Fallout franchise to have. So I do want to see something more happen on the Fallout front. Fallout, the show was incredible. Like all credit to that team. It really was impressive. But I do think it caught Bethesda off guard and Xbox off guard by just how popular it was. I mean, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but if not surpassing The Last of Us, it was certainly as popular as The Last of Us and as good and high quality. And it certainly eclipsed Halo in terms of quality. And that's not meant to be a dig. That's just like in a world where you're trying to appeal to new users, it did. So I would really love to see Bethesda, Microsoft, Xbox find a way to get the Fallout franchise in a new iteration, new form to gamers faster, because I think there's a market for it and
Yes.
people would clearly are asking for it one way or another. And so here's hoping it happens. The show really was great. Hopefully they got something fun by season 2, because production does take time, but they have the resources and the teams to do it. It's a matter if they have the vision and the will, because I know Todd Howard wants Starfield to be a thing, and clearly 14 million plus, it's a thing.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Can you have Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and Starfield? I think you can, but it can't all be Bethesda Game Studios making it. You gotta let go and let another team work. Same way, we've been talking about for the past 2-3 years, should somebody else make Halo? And I'm not diving into that conversation, but the question being asked means that people are interested in more from that franchise at a faster pace. So look at Call of Duty. How many teams work on Call of Duty? Like not even support studios, but you've got, oh my gosh.
You got Infinity Ward.
You
have, Toys for Bob is no longer there, but they were doing it.
Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and then there's one Treyarch. Those three primary teams rotate COD. You should have 3 primary teams rotating some of these franchises. It can be done, and I don't know why we don't see more of it. But that's not to say it's not happening. Like you and I having a conversation about it now, they saw those numbers as people were watching Fallout and were probably asking those questions.
Oh, they were scrambling. They may not admit it publicly. They were scrambling. But listen, you want numbers. So, again, evidence-based conversation, Mr. BoomStick XL, I love it. Have opinions, and we will value every one of them, good, bad, or otherwise. But what we won't do is argue the actual numbers. So, according to Amazon, and I pulled this directly from them, Fallout, the TV series, in its first 16 days of availability, pulled in 65 million new viewers. 65 million humans watched in the first 16 days of its availability. And then I pulled a second one where they have confirmed directly from Nielsen rating that 80 million viewers have watched this show.
That's wild.
According to this, it is for Amazon the second most watched title in the history of the platform. Luke, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
So
wild and
when
impressive.
it is impressive, but again, it just goes to lead to the conversation of, with these kind of numbers, it's safe to assume that there is going to be a fever's pitch to watch the second season. Now, granted, Fallout 3 still exists. Fallout 4 still exists. Fallout 76 is consistently getting new content. They just had the during the June showcase, the Atlantic City, New Jersey DLC, which was very well received. Apparently, it reviewed very well. People are enjoying it. And like I said, I'm not trying to be someone that's poo-pooing anything or giving unnecessary smoke. I even hate using the word smoke. It's a bit of a criticism for me when I consider myself a huge fan of the Fallout series, and I almost always harken back to Fallout New Vegas and how incredible Obsidian was able to tell a Fallout story as good. And look, cover your ears, Todd. I'm sorry, but out of all of the Fallouts, as much as I put over 300 hours into 3, a couple of hundred hours into 4, my favorite Fallout of all time is New Vegas by leaps and bounds. So again, Obsidian, they are busy as well. They have a lot going on themselves. So I don't even know if they have the team to actually do a Fallout, but I don't know, Luke, if the answer is waiting 6 years to get a Fallout 5.
I don't think it can be. I don't think it can be. And if it's not Fallout 5, you get a remaster. You got to do something new for Fallout because you cannot wait that long to capitalize on the success. I mean, Sony, look what they did. They remastered twice The Last of Us just to make sure they had something to coincide with its show. And Microsoft needs to do the same. And who would why not? If you're working on Fallout 5, why not roll a remaster? Right? Save some time, get a production out there, get something new for Fallout fans, even if it's for new Fallout fans, but get them something that they can play. There's nothing wrong with the remaster while Fallout 5 is being worked on. We've got Elder Scrolls, we've got Fallout, we've got Starfield, but a lot of people are new to these franchises. Make use of the remasters, bring them in that way. Let new customers be new customers. There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't think you're poo-pooing anything by saying that people want more Fallout and they need it soon if they're going to capitalize. That's not poo-pooing anything.